You may remember 1 year ago I was stood in this very gravel car park with my Fiat Panda 100 HP, announcing that I was about to embark on a 2,000-mile European adventure. Well, that week would turn out to be one of the best weeks of my life, and I'm stood here today in 2025 announcing another road trip. I'm Judith Chalmers and you're watching Daniel Drives. So at the end of the trip last year, me and my friend Jacob knew that we just had to do it all over again. And we knew that we'd have to do it in something different, something to kind of change it up a bit. And I bought my BMW Z4 back in January, and that was going to be the road trip car. Well, things kind of changed because May time I sold the Z4 and bought this. And I can say hand on heart, for me, in my position in my life right now, this is probably the perfect road trip car in my eyes. A big 3-litre engine, automatic gearbox, tilt and slide sunroof. It's just perfect in my eyes and I cannot wait. So let me take you through what the trip is going to entail. So this year's trip is going to be a little bit longer. We've added about 2 extra days onto it, and that's basically to kind of chill out a bit and enjoy some of the areas we're staying in without worrying about the next big drive to the next location. So for night one, it's quite a long drive on the first day. We're heading to the Nürburgring. I'm going to spend 2 nights there and hopefully get some excellent content and build some really good memories, because last year at Nürburgring, it was just motoring utopia. I really, really enjoyed my time, not only at the circuit, doing my lap in my Panda, but also exploring around and talking to the like-minded enthusiasts that had either just done their lap or were maybe just about to do their lap. This is going to go round the ring. It's probably not going to if it's torrential rain and everything. Don't know, we'll see. I might feel quite brave. It is going to go round. Obviously, it's going to be filmed as well for the channel. We're then spending 1 night in Hockenheim. An area which is obviously very famous for the Hockenheim Ring, a racetrack which used to be on the Formula 1 calendar for the German Grand Prix, no longer is sadly. Now we're not expecting to go round the circuit, but it'd just be good to explore round, get to see the circuit and some of the museums nearby, get some photos. But most of all, it's acting kind of as a midway point between Nürburgring and Munich. We're spending a couple of nights in Munich, and Munich is a city I've always wanted to spend some time in. I love Germany. And I've always really liked the idea of Munich. And in Munich, how many times have I said Munich? Somebody will count. There is the BMW Museum. This car was built in Munich, and we're going to take it home. Something quite special. I'm really excited for that. And I'm a bit of a die-hard BMW nerd as well, so to geek out at some of the cars on display is going to be pretty excellent. We're then spending 2 nights in Constance, which is sort of South Germany near the Swiss border. And there's a beautiful lake there, Lake Constance. And we're spending a couple of nights there to explore around the lake, chill. It's not going to be very car themed, but we're hoping to head into Switzerland and maybe do a bit of, I don't know, travel vlogs or something, talk about what the place is actually like down there. Because yeah, it's going to be very, very beautiful from some of the pictures I've seen. And for the final night, we needed somewhere kind of in between Constance and the ferry to home from Dunkirk. And we've decided to stop at Spa. Okay, I went to Spa last year for the Formula 1 Grand Prix. But obviously it was very busy, and you don't get to experience the area properly when it's the Formula 1 weekend because it's just so chaotic. It really is. So we're spending 1 night there. There's a really interesting museum at Stavelot, which hopefully we'll get to explore. But again, just explore the area, because a lot of these circuits, they're in such beautiful areas that you don't otherwise get to explore when it's a race weekend, just because of the chaos as I've just mentioned. So there's the locations, very brief. I don't want to spoil too much because there's going to be daily videos. Like last year, it was quite time consuming because we were filming during the day, editing in the evening, and then the video would go out the next morning, and then we'd drive to the next location. But it did work out well, and I know a few of you enjoyed watching it, which was excellent. So there's definitely going to be daily videos, and hopefully we'll ramp them up a bit, and maybe even Jacob will appear in the videos. Hopefully, we'll wait and see. So I couldn't be more excited. So we're leaving just 2 days, and this is where the scariness starts, because this car is not ready. My tilt and slide sunroof currently neither tilts or slides, and this is when I cut to Daniel of the past. In a previous video with this car, I explained that my tilt and slide sunroof was neither tilting or sliding. Well, I've done some investigation work and I have found out why. It's not a motor, like I thought it was. Turns out the motor was even plugged in. It's not the switch because you can hear the relay clicking. So it's going to be something mechanical, like a cog or something, and it is. So down here on the carpet, I've got tools everywhere. I've got the motor, and the motor basically goes into the roof like that, and that's your little motor pinion, which sits here underneath the interior lights and emergency button. That sits just in there. And what the pinion does is it turns, I've only got one hand, it turns one of these cogs, which turns another 2 cogs, which then operates the rails, which then tilt and slide the sunroof. Well, this is a new cog that I bought from eBay for $3.99. The old one I found in there was snapped in half. So what it was doing was the motor pinion was turning, doing its job, and it was just completely missing this little cog piece, gear, whatever you want to call it, because obviously it snapped in half. So as I said, $3.99 on eBay for a replacement cog piece. I actually bought 2 of them because they're so cheap, it's good to have a spare. And I'm going to attempt to make my tilt and slide sunroof tilt and slide because it'd be great. So this new gear piece I bought didn't originally fit on the pinion, so I've used a little Dremel piece and grinded away at the pinion, so then the cog gear piece, whatever you call it, let's call it a cog, just slides on like that, and hopefully it should just slide straight in. So little did I know at the time when filming that previous clip, the cog that I'd ordered, in fact 2 of them, don't fit. Okay, they're just, I'd say 0.1 millimeters too big to fit in between the 2 rails which operate the sunroof. So that's a shame. And as I'm filming this today, I have another cog, slightly different brand, on order, and it's planned to arrive tomorrow. Now, if it doesn't arrive tomorrow, or it doesn't fit, the sunroof is not going to be operational for the trip, which will be a shame, but not the end of the world. I'd say something which is a lot more safety critical is my worn front brake pads. They've been worn for a couple of thousand miles now, I must admit. They've got plenty of meat on them. I'd say plenty, a little bit of meat on them still. But I've had a warning light warning me that I do need to get them replaced. So I've ordered some Padgett brake pads and also wear sensors as well, Padgett as well. And tomorrow I'm heading down to DC Lomas to see Asa, who has done loads of work to my Panda in the past. He actually got it road trip ready last year, and he's going to be fitting my new brake pads and wear sensor, whilst I, hopefully, do an oil change on this car, because this car had a service back in January, about 5,000 miles ago, and I thought for the trip it's probably best to put some fresh oil in. So I've got some Shell Helix oil, some good quality oil. I did actually buy 1, I realised I needed 2 of them because this car takes a lot of oil. And also a Bosch oil filter as well. So hopefully while Ace is doing the brakes, I can get the engine service sorted, and this car can be running sweet for the trip. It's the next day, and I am here at DC Lomas in Winsford to see Asa, who's going to sort out my car ready for the road trip, and just take a moment to appreciate this beauty. It's been on the channel before. This is the Race Panda. It's an insane build, and hopefully we'll have it properly on the channel soon. But the car in question, my car, which is getting a bit pampered today, let's walk over to it, because in the boot I've got my bits, okay? Nothing dirty. So let's have a look, yeah? Let's have a look. There you go. In the boot, I've got my oil. I bought 1 bottle of 5 litre oil because I'm an idiot. Realised this takes a lot of oil, so I had to buy 2. I've already said it actually. Got the oil filter, got the Padgett pads, not a sponsor, got the sensor as well. I've also got a banging Morrison's meal deal. But my sunroof cog did arrive this morning. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see if it fits. It's not looking good. I'm going to get sunburnt next week because, ladies and gentlemen, my sunroof, it only works. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm getting my old Z4 experience now. So I replaced the cog. It did fit. Put everything back into place. I had to do a motor recycle by doing a reset, and it works. Bit of a twitchy bum moment at the beginning because it was only opening halfway, but now it opens fully. Look, I can literally wave to the Daniel Joyce fans as I'm driving through Munich. Probably aren't many. But I can close it by just pressing it. The roof slides. I mean, this, not even exaggerating, this is probably the best day of my life. Look at this. Let me just take the camera off cameraman Euan. Look, there he is, in all of his glory. It's tilting. Look at this. Hold on, let me climb outside. I'm doing this in the car park. So there it is, tilting. Euan, if you just want to slide it backwards. I am so unbelievably happy about this. You've got a little like wind deflector thing here. Look, there he is. I can just do this. It's the best day ever. Right, a little situation update. Bruno, the 325i, is currently on the ramps. Ace is doing the brake pads. Thought I'd bring you in to show you the worn brake pads because I've certainly got my money's worth. If you look at these, they're looking very, very thin indeed, and I would not be comfortable taking these onto the Nürburgring, especially with obviously a lot of your braking power being at the front. Definitely needed doing. Obviously got the new Padgett ones going on. They should create a lot less brake dust as well, which means I'll have to, you know, clean the wheel less. Thank God. But yeah, one thing that really staggers me is just how big the brake discs are, especially compared to my Panda. It really is night and day. But Ace was having a look underneath and he seems to think it's a pretty solid car, so it's happy days really. I've not bought a lemon, although it did seem like it when the injectors went, but it's all happy days really. Going to do an oil change in a bit as well, but yeah, great to have the car in the air and have a proper look underneath. Give us a thumbs up for the video. Hey. I need one of these at home and a ramp. There you go. For some reason, everything under these BMWs is covered by like plastic cladding. But on this specific model, the little piece that would cover where the oil drips out of and the sump is missing. So that makes the job quite a bit easier. Right then, the oil is going to drip. Are we ready? It's not old oil. It's only been in for 5 months or so. I'm hoping I'm not going to make a mess of this garage floor. There we go. Ready? Normally I'm quite good at this. Limited mess. And down. There you go. Ooh. That's going to need a blunt. There we go. That was almost perfect. In true Daniel Dries fashion. It's so satisfying. It's like a really long, dark wee. This channel is accidentally so partridge. Right, with a little dribble on the floor, the oil is now out of the engine, and I've put the car down and back on the floor, and we're going to get the oil filter off, okay? Again, probably not in desperate need of a change. It doesn't look too bad. It could definitely benefit from it, but there you go. So I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier doing work when you've got the tools around you. I've got the ultimate posture for this. Look at this, making everything as awkward as possible as usual, but look how nice this oil is. Shell Helix Ultra. ECT Multi, it's BMW Long Life 04 specific, which is good. I read online that BMW stopped recommending Castrol or something. Acer seems to think they've done a deal with Shell. But yeah, anyway, it's some good quality oil going in, which is good. Look at that, you could practically drink that. So there we go then. You can probably tell by the speed of my voice that I'm very, very excited. It's going to be amazing, and more than anything, I'm really excited to take you, the Daniel Dries viewers, along for the journey, for the daily videos. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I've got no doubts, this could age well, no doubts that this car is going to handle the trip and all the miles without fault. I said that about the Panda last year, and my windscreen wipers broke in torrential rain. But hopefully that's not going to happen this year, and it's all going to go smoothly. I've got tools, I've got very limited mechanical knowledge, but hey, what could possibly go wrong? So all I can say is like and subscribe to the Daniel Dries YouTube channel, follow me on social media at DanielCars05, and I will see you very soon for day 1 of our road trip, where we're heading to Nürburgring, 600 miles. Oh my God.